This is Jamie Stangroom reporting from Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA. Join me as I uncover secret meth labs and track down the real-life locations from the original 5 series of Breaking Bad. I'll eat in them, sleep in them, indecently expose myself in them, and I'll meet the people who help bring them to screen.
If Breaking Bad wasn't filmed here, we'd probably be closed down to how slow it is.
Say my name, bitches. I start now. As these crucial insert shots show, I made the 450-mile journey from Tucson, Arizona, along with Danny, the one who drives, and John, the one who sleeps. And with just a day and a half to squeeze in as many locations as possible. Breaking Bad is probably my favourite TV series ever, but as well as just fanboying around the town, I wanted to find out if it's still feeling a positive effect from it 11 years later. And by the way, Danny is a location scout and manager in the UK, so he'll be able to knowingly point at things and add some professional insight to this alleged entertainment. And John's a good guy.
Yes.
Our first stop was Gus Fring's Fried Chicken HQ, Los Pollos Hermanos, or Twisters to the locals. Whilst most Breaking Bad interior scenes took place on set at Albuquerque studios, both exteriors and interiors were shot at this very location.
Gustavo Fring, your boss now. Please.
Can I see the manager, please?
Manager? Yeah.
Oh no, I was joking. It's just a Breaking Bad joke. But I mean, if he's in,
Gustavo?
if Fring's in the house, then bring him to me.
After we all recovered from that act of hilarity, I asked a question that might be considered sensible.
How many Breaking Bad fans do you get coming in here?
Probably 70% of our customers.
Breaking Bad fans, really? Good for business then.
Yeah, like honestly, if Breaking Bad wasn't filmed here, we'd probably be closed down to how slow it is.
Really?
Because we don't have that much regular customers.
Meth?
Whilst I was strangely satisfied by driving 7 hours to eat a bowl of curly fries, I soon came to the harrowing conclusion that we should probably see more. So we headed downtown and were quickly greeted by the DEA office exterior, and the second most famous car park I've ever seen, after Get Carter. In the real world, the DEA office is an office block for hire, with co-working spaces and retail opportunities, and the car park is a car park. Next we hit the city's Civic Square, the location where Hank sent to bug Jesse to meet Walt, before he got a better idea.
Thinking there's another way.
What? Disappointingly, in reality, there was a lack of phone boxes, benches, and even people.
There's nobody here. It's like a Saturday afternoon. Not quite sure what's going on. You know, if this was genuinely a busy square in the centre point of a town, Trafalgar Square in London, how would you sort of keep closure away from the public?
It's just bodies, just people. So you have a thing called location marshals, which are like sort of runners. You'll place them in certain points around the square to block off general public, and you'll only block off a certain point at a time. Then you'll let people travel through. They have their own lives, and then you just sort of carry on.
But this is not something you just can turn up and do. You've got to speak to the council, have you?
Yeah, different councils, all different businesses that might be in the area, residents that might be in the area, and you have to do things like letter drops and speak with people, and then obviously if any businesses are affected, you have to deal with fees and things like that. That's different.
You actually have to speak to people.
You have to speak to people, strangers, yeah.
Nearby on Park Avenue Southwest is local coffee joint Java Joe's, which served as Tuco Salamanca's hideout.
This is really where one of the most iconic scenes happens in Breaking Bad. This is where Walter White became Heisenberg, full-on badass.
Manager Scott talked me through what happened on the day.
It took one day to do that exterior shot, the explosion. Of course, fake windows. Everything is fake. It was quite unspectacular to be here for that.
Right.
To be honest, there was no fire or or loud noises.
You still seem disappointed all these years on.
Yeah, I was standing across the street like waiting for it,
And then I guess they had to put the cafe back together again afterwards.
Yeah. The dirt that was there was put back there. I'm not kidding, it was impressive.
You can only get so far on foot, so we made the mile drive northwest of a doghouse. And then we moved a further half mile to the leafy neighbourhood that Jesse Pinkman called home, and where he dissolved a dead body in hydrofluoric acid in a bathtub. Next stop was in the old town of Albuquerque, where a 30-year-old sweet shop broke bad in the year 2008, when the producers asked them to create the famous blue meth for the show. Debbie the candy lady herself was away, but husband Jim stepped in to talk to me instead.
They came in and wanted us to provide them with meth candy.
Right.
So we made the meth candy for them the first 2 years.
Did you have previous in the meth candy kind of
None.
world, I suppose? 'Cause
None.
it seems like a niche request.
Yeah, that was the first request, and everybody from all over the world's been here every day.
How much of this do you push on a daily basis?
It's probably a third of our business.
Really? So you guys are the original cooks, basically,
Yep.
aren't you?
Yeah.
You're the original Heisenbergs
Yeah.
of Albuquerque.
Yeah,
And why did they switch after 2 seasons?
probably got somebody to do it cheaper.
Oh, your prices went up, Jim.
Yeah.
You got too big for your boots, didn't you, Jim?
No, we didn't go up at all.
Really?
Somebody just did it cheaper.
Obviously, it's done wonders for your business and many businesses around the area. Did you ever have any negativity, though, from some of the locals here? Because obviously,
Oh,
some people
yeah.
might find it quite offensive.
Yeah, we've got bad negativity from it, but anything is good. Even the bad is good. Keeps on bringing them in.
Jim, the Candyman, thank you for talking to me.
Thank you, Jamie.
Cheers, mate.
Have an A1 day.
Next, we were heading to the northeast heights of the city to truly make this an A1 day, en route stopping off at Delta Uniform and Linens, which played Gus's fictional laundry service above the secret meth lab, where we spotted a familiar-looking ride.
Oh!
So there is a Breaking Bad tour that drives you around the city if you don't fancy doing it DIY like us.
Are you having an A1 day, Jonathan?
Having a A1 day, of course, yeah.
We arrived at Mr. Car Wash, aka that of Have an A1 Day fame, where Walt washed his dirty money. It's still a working car wash as well as a Breaking Bad souvenir store. And I soon learned that the staff were used as extras in the show.
So this corridor was used? Yes. Because this looks familiar to me.
Yes.
Corridor. So was it that desk there that they used?
No.
Where
So I think what they did is they put their own props up, and the cashiers would have been right here. Most of it was re-propped for their purpose.
Yeah.
All the fragrances
went
were
in.
right here. He used to walk in, and that's where he built his office, and then there would be a facade right there with A1A car wash. They would have this blocked off, and that would be like Skylar's office. kind of, I
Okay.
think.
So all of the interiors were actually done here. They weren't done in studios.
Yeah.
For the car wash.
This guy actually was in season 5 on one of the episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
Season 5. Which episode?
I believe the first episode of season 5.
First episode of season 5. Okay, now you're showing me up because I can't remember.
So
the
you know
first
when
episode of season 5.
Walter White opens the garage door.
Yes.
And all the employees are there.
Yes.
And he's like, "Feliz cumpleaños, Enrique."
Okay.
That was-
Enrique.
that was
You're
me,
Enrique.
yeah.
Is that your real name and your fictional name?
No. That was just for the show.
What's your real name?
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, not quite Enrique.
No.
Feliz cumpleaños, Enrique.
5 miles away from the car wash off a busy road, we found the dam used as a pickup point for those who want to disappear. And then a further 3 miles east is Hank's house, in an upmarket area by the Sandia Mountains. The final 2 locations on our day 1 itinerary were my favourite kinds of locations. One we could eat in,
Just give you guys a few more minutes.
and one we could sleep in. We ended the day by checking in to the Crystal Palace itself, the Crossroads Motel. And it was here where for the first time we met someone not feeling the benefits of the Breaking Bad buzz.
I think it's a poor experience for me.
A poor experience?
Yeah, because
In what
people
way?
do stupid things here.
What kind of things?
They try to reenact part of the show. On a Sunday morning, a Corvette club came. My parking lot was full of Corvettes roaring their engines, waiting for everybody. What do you think people come here to do?
Yeah, sleep.
Yeah, it's annoying.
So you've been getting
and
complaints.
then I've lost some customers, they don't want their picture taken.
But at the same time, I guess it brings more custom
Not
as well.
a lot.
No?
Most of the people who come here from, especially overseas, usually they want to stay at the full service properties, the big ones, because I'm a small budget property.
Here we go. Let's do this.
Lights are off. 2 queen beds. Oh my, lights on. Wow, 2 chairs. That's good. So it's a room for 2 people.
Wow, this is where
essentially the 3 of us.
Magic.
It was sad to hear the owner feel this way, and okay, the Crossroads ain't the Ritz, but it was the most authentic way to end day 1 of our Breaking Bad pilgrimage.
Guys, we have got another bed if you wanna. We don't have to be in this one. There's like 2 double beds in it. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Are you okay? Thank you. Bye.
Tomorrow was another day. A Sunday.
It's stop 1 of day 2, and I'm on a corner of Hazeltine Avenue, which I'm renaming now as Combo's Corner, because this is where Albuquerque's answer to Ali G got eyeballed hard. And I mean hard. And it's still difficult for me to talk about what happened next.
Two things to say. One, that didn't feel like the safest area, which was kind of fitting. And also, behind me were the rail yards, which were used for various scenes throughout the series and as the backdrop for this promotional shot. Next, it was on to see one of the most iconic locations from the series, yet possibly the least recognisable in real life. Saul Goodman's office, which is actually a bar with the interiors shot in studio.
Let's just say I know a guy who knows a guy.
And it's what happened next that inspired my idea for a new spin-off series called Breaking Cameras. Where drivers punish stupid YouTubers by running over their expensive gear left in the road. At least there was a lawyer on hand to copyright my idea. Before the long drive back to Tucson, we planned to sign out on 2 big ones. A place the tour RV won't take you, and the White House. It's no secret that the owners have had a hard time dealing with their post-Breaking Bad fame, with fans even throwing pizzas on their roof, leading to them having to build a mofoing wall.
I think a lot of homeowners, when you first approach them, think that you'll just turn up with 1 camera and maybe 1 man that does the sound, you know, or something like that, and then maybe your makeup person. And then reality is you've got in a big show like this, I'm not too sure because I haven't researched it, but you're looking at 100+ crew. That's a lot of people in the street. It means a lot of vehicles. And in terms of dealing with residents, that's our job as a location manager. Our job is to deal with residents, neighbours, not just the location house themselves. The neighbours have to be put up with it. We have to talk about the money side of things as well. So ideally, you want them to have a great experience of it all.
Stay across the street and take your picture.
From here's okay. Thank you. I'm leaving personally feeling a little bit dirty and kind of sad as well by what we experienced, and she's over it.
That was tough. And you know what? It's really, I kind of want to defend the film though at the same time, because
this is the location.
The location, yeah. Not at one point would the film crew ever have thought that anything like that would happen, And it was just so sad to see her. Instantly, when you tried to speak to her and she shut off the conversation, she'll be there every single day. How has that affected her life? How has that affected her family?
Well, look,
it's really made me think. It's tough.
It's sad, and I don't feel good about it at all. But at the end of the day, she could move.
Yeah, she could, but then she might not be able to sell the house. You know, it's one of those.
True.
Because people understand that that's what it's like. She's put fences around, you know. But like I say, I want to defend the filming because it's not their responsibility how general public treat, you know, a property, because that's really tough.
The final stop took us to where it all began, to Hadjili, 35 miles west of Albuquerque. The site of the first cook, where Walt hid his money, and where the Nazis buried Hank. It was the most remote location of them all, and I found myself sweating like a hot ham in a car.
Obvious statement alert because we are in a desert, but it is so hot and so dry and also so quiet, apart from the sounds of things that could probably kill you, which is nice.
Following the coordinates given in the film will actually take you to the Albuquerque Studios lot, but driving randomly around the desert with just a screenshot for guidance might eventually get you here as well. But I'll leave the actual coordinates in the video description, just in case. You're welcome, by the way. I'm a credit to the world. Whilst not everybody I met has appreciated the surprising success of the series, it's hard to deny the overall impact it's had on the city. And with at least another season of Better Call Saul to come and El Camino out now, Albuquerque's Breaking Bad economy looks set to thrive for years to come, bitches. Thank you for watching this episode of Where They Made That. Other episodes include Stranger Things and Marvel films in London, and lots more to come. Like, subscribe, poke, whatever, and let me know in the comments what locations you'd like me to track down in a future video.